Welcome back to Integrity Farms. Today we want to show you our brand new 10 by 12 Harbor Freight greenhouse. We're going to do a review and talk about some of our customizations that we have made on this. Join us for this video. Alright, so we will start with the outside of the greenhouse and talk about some of the customizations that we made. What we're going to start with first is this base that we built. So instead of putting the greenhouse in the ground, we actually built a platform for the greenhouse. This is really just over 10 by 12 feet. And the other piece that we did was put some legs on this, and several of the legs are actually concreted into the ground, so we've got a good solid foundation. The next piece that we did is there is this metal base that comes with the greenhouse that you can see back here, and we actually wrapped it with decking board on the inside and outside. You'll see the inside shortly, and we've secured all this to 4x4 posts that are secured to the platform, and you'll see that inside. But basically what this does is hold down the structure for wind or anything like that. And we've actually been through a couple of pretty good storms so far and haven't lost anything. We did get some damage. We'll talk about that in a few minutes, but overall been good. Another customization that we made is you got these sidebars that come across to kind of support the side. And we actually added 10 sheet metal screws in here. These are 10 roofing screws, and more or less this helps hold this in, because all these panels are held in by are these clips right here, and they are not the best. We've added several to it. We've got more we're going to add, but these screws really seem to help out. And as you can see, we do it at every level that possible. It's not possible on the top. So one of the other pieces I will talk about on the outside here is this gutter that runs off right here. They actually have little clips that you're supposed to put in the back out here, and then there's one on the other side. I'll tell you up front, don't do that. It holds the water in and makes the water come back into the greenhouse, so just let it flow out. You're better off without it. So we'll continue to walk around, and here you can see one of the posts that are officially concreted in, just to make the platform a lot more solid. And as you can see all the way around, this is wrapped at the bottom where it was supposed to be underground. Here in the back, this is one of the areas that we were a little bit more concerned about, because there's nothing to tie these screws in officially, which we're going to be removing this panel and adding some ventilation to this, so that won't be as much of a problem. But we are going to come up with a way to kind of secure this down a little bit more. But as you can see, again, there's several screws, several clips all the way through here. We'll keep on flowing around. Same thing on this side. You got the full wrap, you got the screws, and you've got several clips all the way up and down through here. So you definitely want to over clip it and over wrap it. And again, as you've seen on the front side, here's where that little cover goes that you do not want to include. You just want to leave it off so water can flow out of that freely. And we did set ours to kind of tilt towards the front so the water runs off this way. So we'll come on around. And one of the other things that we did was we actually set these concrete blocks in here for just steps to step up into it. We do plan on replacing this with concrete steps very soon, just a solid concrete platform. And again, on the front, there's nothing to secure, so this is something we're going to work on. We're going to add some boards across the top. I'll show that inside, but to be able to secure these down just a little bit more. Here is where we had a storm, and it actually hit and bent this in, so that's something else that the board going across is going to help with. It'll help secure this up, because this is a weak point on the greenhouse. One of the main problems that we've seen with this greenhouses are the doors opening up, and we did have this, Jessica, I'm going to say, had this figured out really well, but now with that damage up there, it has made these doors a little bit harder to open, but overall they do open okay. So I'm going to go ahead and open these up. And we have seen several people that have had a lot of trouble with these doors, so we're hoping that we don't get to that point. This is a Harbor Freight deal. It is some of China's finest, so don't expect a whole lot of quality out of it. And we'll get into that more at the end of the video. But now we'll walk on inside, show you some more of the customizations that we did. So back here, as you see these 4x4 posts that I was talking about, everything is secured to, and basically this is secured to the platform. So something we are going to do is build this on up, and then we're going to put 2x4s across the sides, and that'll help secure up this weak point right here that got bent in. But also we're going to put hanging baskets from the 2x4 that'll be setting up there. So that'll be a little bit more additional space in there. Jessica actually built these tables and put these in, and this adds a whole lot of room to it. You can see we can water up here, put stuff underneath, and it gets watered. All this is done with pressure treated wood, so you know it's a greenhouse. There's always going to be water in here, so you want to make sure anything you do inside is pressure treated if you're going to use wood. But as you can see, we got several plants started here across this table. We got several things going under the table and several things going on the other side. So she actually does have 2 custom tables that she built. And as you can see, the top table here is very full. We got stuff everywhere. We got our potato buckets going down here, potato bags. We're getting ready to start a 4th one. So all kinds of cool stuff going on. You do have roof vents here at the top, and the downside to these is I'm 6 feet tall. As you can see, I can reach up. I'm nowhere near that. So you do got to have a ladder to open these up. There's 4 of them. And one of the things that we are looking to do is we're going to add solar controller arms. So basically when it hits a certain temperature, it just raises it up for you. When it goes below that certain temperature, you drop it back down. There'll be another video down the road. But just to show you, we are early morning here. It's about 65 degrees outside, and already you can see it's 77 degrees in here. If there is sun out, it is going to get hot in here quick. I don't care if it's 30 degrees outside, it's going to get hot in here. So that is something cool. It'd be a good place to come back and do some winter projects and stuff like that when we need to. But that is kind of the layout of the greenhouse at this point. I think that covers everything that we've kind of added and customized. Jessica's telling me there's one more thing. So one of the things that I about missed was, and you can see it really good right here, on these panels, they are bad about getting moisture in them. They'll get mildew and just not work as good. The sun won't be able to come through. So one of the things that we learned was to take HVAC tape and just cover up the ends of them before you install them. Do it on top, and you do it on the bottom. I don't think you're gonna be able to see the bottom real good here, but like this one here, you can see you did it on top and bottom here. So that way the moisture can't get down into it. That was another customization. And do this before you even start building. This is probably the first thing you should do. It's a little bit aggravating and tedious, but once you get it done, it seems to be very well worth it. It does keep the moisture out of this. And I'm trying to think of anything else in here that we really need to show before I let Jessica get into talking about her flowers.
We basically started with these little planter things that we got from Walmart. And as they gotten bigger, I've been putting them in styrofoam cups. Not sure how that's going to turn out or not, but I was just trying to find something cheap and that I could just reuse. But we've got a lot of vegetables. It's mainly, it pretty much is all vegetables. There is corn. This is the corn. There is lots of cucumbers. They really did good. And a whole lot of tomatoes.
Yeah, these are tomatoes. These are tomatoes. I think these are tomatoes.
Yeah. The peppers, I was surprised to learn after doing research that it is extremely hard to get peppers to sprout. Get seeds, pepper seeds to sprout, so unusual. More tomatoes. These are potatoes down here. And this is carrots and celery and collard greens. And we have lots of strawberries, but I'm going to tell you right now, I got strawberries from Lowe's in the bags. They are not doing well. They are not sprouting. I got 2 bags of 10 plants each from Lowe's. And
we've had trouble with strawberries anyway.
Yeah.
We've not had a lot.
These are the only 2 that done good from Lowe's. Now, Walmart's have done better, but Walmart's were frozen. So I don't know if they're going to come back or not. We've got parsley, lots of kale. Lots and lots of kale. And my favorite, sunflowers. That's, my friend got me doing sunflowers years and years ago, and I've done sunflowers ever since.
And we like these because we can take the seeds from them and feed them to the chickens. So, and one of the other things I wanted to talk about too that is really cool, and this is something that Jessica did. So there's actually a power plug out there. So she actually ran a power cord up into here. So we do have power in here as well, which is really neat. It comes through the bottom right there. And this is our current ventilation, but as I say, we are going to add ventilation back here as soon as we can. That's going to be another video, but that is another thing we're looking to do. But so far, overall, I mean, this is our first real year with a greenhouse. Jessica's always wanted one, so this has been a cool add-on. We are hoping to get a lot of success. We've already got a lot of stuff starting up early for us to get it transferred down to the main garden. But we are liking it. Not going too bad. So now we'll jump over and we will tell you our final thoughts and review on this. All right, so to close this out, we'll give you our final thoughts on what we think about this 10 by 12 Harbor Freight greenhouse. And overall, we've made a lot of customizations to it. We got a lot more to make. So that piece has been pretty cool that you can pretty easily customize it. But I probably would not recommend this. If you have any kind of woodworking skills, I would say you could probably build something on your own a lot better. It may cost a little bit more. I don't know. We paid almost $900 for this. So you could probably come out, you could build something pretty good for $900, but I would definitely recommend going out on your own, building your own thing. If we had this to do over again, I definitely would. We're hoping to get maybe 3 to 5 years out of this. And at that point, our next one, we'll more or less take this platform, but build up our own greenhouse and do our own total thing. We may reuse these panels somehow. I'm sure we can find use for them if they hold up, but overall, I do think it's kind of cheap build. I don't think it's put together very well, like as far as the solidness of it and the frame of it. I think that's a big piece of it. You have to go in and you have to use like the wood, the 4x4s to shore everything up, the 2x4s. If you do go this route, I would definitely recommend it. And I will say, putting this thing together, I'm sure you'll see on a lot of different videos, is a beast. The directions are almost written in Chinese, I would have to say, but they are not very well done, and it does take a lot of work. We had to do stuff, take stuff back apart to get it right. It took a long time to get everything the way that we wanted it. So again, I would definitely say, if you got the time, the patience, the skill, and the money, build your own. Just build it up from wood or from whatever, make a hoop coop greenhouse, whatever the case may be. But definitely probably would not recommend this. Even though we've got it put up and it does work for us, I do think you could do a lot better on your own. So I hope y'all have enjoyed this video. Let us know what you think down below. Leave your comments if you have something like this. Leave your thoughts about what you think about your greenhouse, your Harbor Freight greenhouse, if you have one. I know there's a smaller version of it, so I'll even take feedback on that. Any customizations that you've made that we haven't mentioned, let us know, because we definitely would like to have that. Do you think it's better to go with something like this that's prefab, or do you think it would have been better to customize? Let us know that. Hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, share this video out with everybody. We appreciate y'all for watching. Bye, y'all.